Good afternoon on what is a surprisingly mild, bright, but occasionally blustery day. It is Wednesday, the 29th of December. I am back in the Reich Nook, taking advantage of the good weather. I am, of course, accompanied by a cat who is not ours, and I have a nice little cup of tea. And I also have this towering pile of things to unbox. The next thing I'm going to unbox is this, as you can tell, because it's got border force stickers on it, it's probably come from abroad. As a patriotic Briton, I think it's vitally important that we have a border force, because we need something that will enforce borders on everyone. So that's what we've got border force for. Let's slice this open. And I'm trying to do this around the nose of the typically insistent cat who is insistent that I pay him some attention. So let me just do that. There we go. And hopefully he'll settle down and be a little less insistent is the best way of putting it, because he's already given me one good nip today. So what I've got inside here, and it's got really blustery out here, it's very secure in terms of its packing. So let's give this a slice. He's going up fine. He's gone to go up. Look, and when I finally get this open, there we go. Wrapping off, lots of things. So it's a Christmas present. And this is from my friend Scott. Hail Orcus Dorcas. I'm told his wife Julie wrapped. Thank you very much, Julie. What can I say? You also can see basically Scott does his own unprofessional unboxings, but his are a bit more professionally set up than mine. He doesn't have a Nook. He's got Guatemala instead. But let's open this up. Got interesting things in here. I don't know. Okay, so oh my god. Okay, I have a copy of Reich Star. Okay, wow. I'm really quite amazed at this. He's got me a copy of Reich Star. Now, this thing is okay. Why do I want a copy of Reich Star? Now, I don't necessarily want a copy of Reich Star necessarily to play. I want to be able to review it and write about it, essentially. So, let me see. So, this is published in the USA. It is published by Creative Encounters. There's Creative Encounters UK, based in London, W7. I somehow doubt that if I write to them, I'm going to be able to get hold of a copy. So, wow, thank you very much, Scott. Let's have a look. 1943, German V4 atomic missiles devastate New York and London, entering the War of Unification. 2134, the revolution begins. Everything you need to play, including rules for characterization, character skills and abilities, psychic abilities, to all forms of combat, gaming in different environments, bots, borgs and anthropomorphs, 3 alien races, starships construction, a comprehensive guide to the social, political, economical and military structure of the Third Reich and Empire of Nippon, introductory adventure module, plus much more, dice not included. So, This, yeah, it's so. This is a basically correct. It's an alternate future in which the Nazis and the Empire of Nippon Japan won World War II. Came out in 1991, oh my god! I mean, I'm just going to show you what it looks like inside, and yes, that looks like a classic 1990s role-playing game. Same kind of sort of choice of font and layout, black and white, and I am incredibly surprised. Yes, I'm kind of blown away. Anyway, so yes, it does come with a disclaimer. To many who were alive to witness the horror and heinous crimes of Nazi Germany, and to those who know it through the words of records textbooks, it remains the most evil period of mankind's history. In writing this book and creating a vision of an alternate Earth, it was and is necessary to portray swastikas, the SS, death camps, and further atrocities committed by the Third Reich. In examining this role-playing game, it's important to understand that it is simply a work of dark science fiction. As such, with books of that genre, so Brave New World, 1984, Fahrenheit 451, etc., it will you basically probably come under attack. We feel that we should therefore state for the record that we are directly opposed to the beliefs of Nazism. We are neither racist nor anti-Semitic, and it's certainly not our intention to encourage those feelings in others. If anything, if the game is anti-Nazi, and with a more in-depth look at the material, this will become apparent. Thank you. Well, that's good. I appreciate that. I think that's a perfectly good statement. I mean, there have been plenty of science fiction role-playing games in which you are the rebels against an encroaching star empire of, dark persuasion and tendencies. Whether that is Star Wars, obviously, with the Empire, or the Renegade Legion setting from FASA, which would have been FASA's version of Star Wars if they had got the license. What else? Trying to think. Well, yeah, anything like that, or even the Blake 7 role-playing game, which you can get from the fan club, and I've done an unboxing of as well. So yeah, there are. It's a common trope. You are the rebels against the evil empire, and well, if there is essentially, one of the original evil empires in that case would be the Nazis, and you play the rebels against the evil empire in a Reich Star. And I've never seen a copy of this, and I've been looking for a copy of it quite a while. Never seen a copy for less than sort of like silly money. Wow, as I say, it is. I can't say that it's an incredibly 90s looking role playing game. So essentially, a very early 90s looking role playing game before. Everything changed post Magic, because there's that interesting cut-off between role-play games before and after Magic, the Magic the Gathering, that really happened sort of like 1996 onwards. All those years ago. So yes, I am really looking forward to digging into this and seeing how interesting and how terrible it is. So yeah, let's just show you. What we've got in here. Introduction to role-playing. First question, where's the board? And then we have things like, we've got an explanation of things, how to create character professions, so bounty hunter, entertainer, craftsman, thief, mercenary, smuggler, gangster, merchant marine, kind of classic science fiction setup type of characters. It's almost as if you were sort of playing, I don't know, Traveller or Star Wars or something, but not. Even right down to you can play a priest. Yeah. Skills, advantages and disadvantages. Not very interesting to look at, because it's there's illustrations, but there's not a huge selection, and I wouldn't say they're necessarily particularly good. But as I say, I can't say this really does feel like the archetypal 1990s role-playing game. And it's, I think some of it is probably because of the explosion in, or the suddenly renewed easy access to desktop publishing that would have come about with the availability of Mac computers, and you can often see that in things like the use of box outs with their curved corners. That's just one thing. So we have things like robots. So we have the Nagatami Corporation's N334 Bushido Sentry Robot. So yes, the kind of samurai heavy armour nod there, if not, and then armed with a sword, not necessarily a katana, vibro sword. That's quite nice. A capture sort of like the feel and complexity of a starship cockpit, basically bridge layout, and then we have an EVA pod. Very clunky, but nevertheless. And we've got actual images of starships. And a Messerschmitt starfighter. And basically 4 stats for those, because that's sort of going, so we actually have so essentially one page, basically, okay, one starfighter, so that's the introductory page. Then you've got a page which covers hull, pressure, doors, etc., winged streamlining, transdimensional initiator, life support, computers, communications, sensors, scanners, electronic manager. So that's another 2 pages. Then miscellaneous notes. Wow. And all that, and at the end of it we've just got the official ship record, and that's 6 pages, 6-7 pages for one ship. That's quite a lot actually. And then we have the Messerschmitt M91-98-1B stealth reconnaissance craft, which essentially doesn't look a lot different. It's basically a variant of the starfighter, and it's just kind of going, are you going to give me no, thankfully it doesn't actually give you 5 or 6 pages devoted to that. You actually go on to the Imperial HK starfighter, which is a whole lot more interesting in the shape, which looks like more like the Manta starship toy thing from the 1980s. And yeah, it gets a little bit boring. We've got basically a Baumann freighter, very utilitarian in terms of its presentation and deck plans, and then we finally get on to essentially a world map. That's probably the plainest, most ordinary world map you ever saw, and I don't think it really adds anything to the game. Just on the browser, I guess, is that it? But then we get down to we have Erd and the colonies, and again, so that's actually what it means by Earth, what it's like now. And can you guess which science fiction movie does this take its cue from? I'll give you a moment to ponder. There we go, moment over. So this looks interesting and terrible at the same time. I have no doubt that it will live up to that. Yeah, and then we have flags of the 3 empires. Lovely. So I don't necessarily know whether you could actually get away with this today. But we've got a description of the resistance groups in there too, which obviously the player characters will belong to. And then we've got a timeline, okay, which gives like to know everyone, which is kind of going this late in the book. Couldn't have had that a bit up front. Yeah. So in one ways, it's sort of like this is an odd sort of mixture, because obviously that image sort of like is a cue to is a nod to Blade Runner, and then of course that's to do androids do with electric sheep, and then of course if you're doing that, then you sort of, it's Philip K. Dick, and then you nip across to The Man in the High Castle, and then you go forward with that science fiction set, that alternate universe in mind into the future. And we've got typical what we've got here, illustrations of various characters and NPCs. So we have a typical Reich officer. Yeah. Yeah. So that's Reich Star again. I really, it is a case of, okay, then we've got Das Glück Mysterious, a short introductory adventure for Reich Star. Yeah, and then we've got basically got bibliography at the back, which useful. Always like a good bibliography. So that's Reich Star from Creative Encounters. Let's have a look. 1990, not 1991. So yeah, thank you very much, Scott. Very much surprised to see a copy of this. I'd literally sort of gone, okay, it's on one of my it's on my list to look at and review at some point. I will get to this, and now goes into my collection, waiting to be reviewed. Thank you very much. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing. If you have, please do click that like button down below, and if you've got any comments or feedback, I appreciate you posting those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings here in the Nook, then please do hit that subscribe button, and you will get alerted basically to see me with a parcel and a book, basically, which I will unbox and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll be back again soon, of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, with another unboxing of the Nook. Bye for now.